Hey guys, what's up? It's Toolshed Mike. I just got my order from realtruck.com. This is a Gator tonneau cover. I'm going to be installing it on my 2026 Ram 1500. I had a 2025 Nissan Frontier and I traded it in for this Ram 1500. And on the Frontier, I just bought a tonneau cover off Amazon. It was, I don't remember what the price was, but it was pretty cheap. It was definitely cheaper than this Gator because I was just like, well, let me get this and try it out. And I actually didn't really like it. The main thing I didn't like about it was the bar that went across the back was not full, like the full width the whole way. So when I would roll it up, it always, no matter how I would try to position to roll it up, it always turned out looking like a trash bag. And then the little straps would just flap and hit the back of the cabin. And so you could hear that when you were driving down the road. I've had a Gator before. I had a Gator on my 2016 Ram 1500. They're not like the top of the line best one, but I really don't like spending a whole lot of money on a tonneau cover because I kind of feel like it's just a piece of fabric that rolls up, right? The very first one that I had, I think, was an Access Laredo, and that was on my 2013 Ram 1500. That one was actually, I would say it was better quality, but the price of those have gone so high that I'd rather save my money and just go with a Gator. So let's get installing and see how this goes. If you're old school like me, you appreciate paper instructions. Unfortunately, this did not include the paper instructions. It included a QR code that you could scan to download the instructions. Well, I don't trust scanning QR codes, so I went to the website listed there, and then it wanted my model number, and it took me a while to figure out what my model number was, but I actually, here on the tonneau cover, this number right here, 138593, there's also a 4 on the end. If you remove that 4 and you search, you can find it. So they really didn't make it very easy to find these instructions. I pulled it up on my phone and then went to print it, and it's taking my printer about 5 minutes per page. So this is the third page, I think. So I was like, well, that's good enough for me to at least get started. It's telling me the tools required is a 9/16 inch wrench or socket and a 1/2 inch wrench or socket. So I got my 1/4 inch here and then my 2 sockets. We'll see if that's enough. I might end up needing a deep wall. We'll figure it out together though. So step 2 is to clean the area with alcohol. I got these lens wipes that I'm going to use, and it says to let them dry. It's summer in Texas, so they'll dry in about 5 seconds, I'm sure. The next step, you start with the tailgate shut. So I've closed myself in here. You start with the driver's side, and what we're gonna do is set it up here and compress this rear gasket just a little bit against the tailgate, and then we're gonna install 3 clamps. The gasket, the other gasket, this little rubber gasket that comes already adhered to the rail, is gonna be flush with the top here, is what the instructions say at least. So I'm gonna get that up there and then put 1 clamp in the middle. So I just finger tightened that middle clamp. The other thing it says is try to come about 8 inches back on the front and the back clamps. One thing the instructions say is you want that rail to be pretty much straight. You don't want it leaning down or upward. And these little clamps come with these 2 positions here. If you put it on the lower position here, it'll actually pull it down. If you put it on the upper position, it'll pull it up. So I guess install it, and if it's leaning down, move these to the up position. If it's up too high, go down. You only have 2 positions, just install it, and if it looks like it needs to go up, get it as close as you can based on which position here. The next step is to repeat on the passenger side. There's an example of it in here. On the back, I just went next to this little tab on the bed, and the teeth fit in those little grooves, and then on mine I had to do the top one on all of them to pretty much try to get that as level as possible. It still seems like it slopes down a tiny bit, but the instructions said to go on the top if it is, and that's probably as best as I'm going to get it. Now we go to the front and we install these little blocks. There's numbers on them, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to install it according to the directions to where the 4 is on the top pointing towards the cab. Then underneath, install this cool little cotter pin on the 2. Slides in, and there it is. That's a cool little install. Same on the other side, install it there. 4 on the top. Install the cotter, oh, hold on, I didn't get in there. There we go. And then install the cotter pin on the 2. It just sticks in, clip, and there it is. That'll be our default tension, but I guess to increase or decrease tension, you're gonna change how that block goes on the 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now take your cover, you're gonna have these 2 square bolts. You're just gonna slide this little rubber end cap out a little bit. Install that. Do that on both sides. Now we're going to install the cover. It's quite simple. Just set it on to where the rubber gasket is on the cab side. That helps kind of shed some water on that side. Get your threads coming down through the holes on each side. And then it comes with a little plastic washer and then a nylon lock washer, lock nut rather. So we'll tighten that, not over tighten, just get it nice and snug. We'll do that on both sides. So this is where you're gonna wish you had your deep wall 9/16, because I think I'm gonna run out of socket before this thing is threaded up snug. We'll find out. Well, it made it, so you can get by with just a regular socket. Now I don't have that tight yet. I mean, it's snug. It's probably tight enough. And then I've got this on number 4, which is what the instructions said to do. So this is the least, 4 up on the up position means it's the least tight. So that's probably because in the Texas heat over a few days, this thing's probably gonna expand. So we're gonna start here, and then I'm probably gonna have to tighten it up. Now we're gonna unroll it. So as I'm unrolling it the first time, I'm pulling it too. Get it tight. Sit down into both of those slots, and then it snaps into place. There we go. I got it pulled tight. Sorry, I shut the camera off there for a minute because I couldn't get it to roll back up. It was all wrinkling. And I came up and noticed when I went to pull it that I actually had it like pulled way to that side, and this was barely even making contact. So I forced rolled it back up and then got it up here, and then I was able to adjust it to where it was as even as I can get it here. And then after you unroll it and tighten it, go through. So on one side, I just kind of pull it to where it's roughly flush, and I do the Velcro all the way down. Then when I get to this other side, I pull a lot harder, and then it takes all the wrinkles out. You just pull and stick and go down a little bit. Do that the whole way down till you're at this side. Now, rolling it back up, what I was saying is this bar here on the back, this is what I like about this Gator versus the Amazon brand, is it's a full bar the whole way. The Amazon one was like little clamps that went in, and then it was just one bar, so you couldn't get it to roll up properly. I was having a hard time getting this one to roll up just a little while ago, but I think it's because this is still really stiff from being brand new, because my last Gator I didn't have this problem. It rolled up really nicely. So my theory is I need to let this thing bake in the sun in the Texas heat here for a week or so, and let it kind of stretch out and get rid of its factory crease marks, so it's more malleable, and then I can roll it up easier in the future. So lastly, there's the tailgate shut. This back end looks pretty close to being sealed. Now these aren't going to be perfect. I mean, if you went inside the truck and turned a flashlight on, you could probably see light through it. But in regular rain, non-torrential downpour, and having cargo that can be subject to small amounts of water, this is going to be fine. For instance, a suitcase in regular rain, this will work just fine. In torrential downpour, not so much. But there you have it. I really like it. Again, it looks great. We'll see, time will tell how long it'll last. It's got a very nice, sleek, low profile to it. And then let me just show you the gasket up here on the front. Same thing. You know, you can lift that up, and probably if you had a flashlight you'd be able to see out, but it's relatively sealed pretty good. And then everything's kind of sloped, you know, towards shedding water and not pooling and collecting it. I ordered this from Real Truck, and it came with these little straps. It said $30 value. Yeah, I don't think they were a $30 value, but I don't really know what they are, and there weren't really any descriptions of what they do online, so let's figure it out. Okay, so it looks like this is how they work. You hook them to the bars that are on the tonneau cover, and then they've got little Velcro ends that you can Velcro around your cargo. So it says a 25-pound weight limit. I wouldn't really trust this with much besides just keeping your cargo from sliding around in your bed, which may actually be kind of useful, actually, because you can just have this hanging from the top. You can use it or not. The big question I have is, how is this going to work with rolling up the cover and whatnot? I don't know. Well, they were free. I'll keep them. I may use them, I may not, but we'll see. I just wanted to show that just because I couldn't see what gift I was getting for free online. I didn't know what it was, so there's the paper. In case you want to read it yourself. Now my only problem is how dark it is in there. I can't see a thing. My black bed liner with a black tonneau cover, and this thing did not come with factory lights, so that'll have to be my next project, is installing some bed lights in here. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos on my Ram 1500 here. If you're interested in this product, I'll leave a description or a link in the video. You can use that link to purchase it for convenience. Thanks for watching.